Fairy Tales reading
RoboCop and the Mysterious Treasure. In a distant future, in a small town called Silver Valley, lived an extraordinary police officer. He wasn't an ordinary officer. He was a robot named Maximum. Max was unique because he was programmed not only to uphold the law but also to protect the residents and their most precious treasures. One such treasure was the mysterious Crystal of Harmony, which had been in the town for centuries and was said to bring peace and prosperity. Max possessed a flashlight, which was his most valuable tool. It was a special flashlight capable of illuminating the darkest corners and revealing what was invisible to the human eye. The townspeople believed this flashlight held magic, allowing one to see truths hidden in the dark. A nighttime alarm. One night in Silver Valley, something extraordinary happened. While everyone slept, an alarm sounded at the museum where the Crystal of Harmony was kept. Max immediately activated and rushed to the scene. Upon arrival, he found the doors to the room housing the crystal had been forced open. Tracks led toward the dark forest on the town's outskirts. Max turned on his flashlight and began following the trail. The beam revealed faint footprints on the damp ground that would have been invisible without its magical properties. Encounter with the villains. After a long trek, Max reached a clearing in the forest. There, he saw 3 villains, dark figures in hooded cloaks standing around the Crystal of Harmony. One of them, a leader named Shadow, was attempting to use mysterious spells to seize the crystal's power. "The crystal is ours now," Shadow shouted. "With its power, we'll be invincible." Max stepped out from the trees and shone his flashlight on the villains. The bright light reflected off their faces, revealing their true selves, not just thieves, but people fleeing their own mistakes and seeking power to conceal them. The wisdom of light. "The Crystal of Harmony cannot be used for evil purposes," Max said. "Its power only works when wielded with a pure heart." Shadow laughed mockingly. "Someone like you, a mechanical guardian, knows nothing about hearts." Max directed his flashlight straight at the crystal. The magical light of the flashlight began to interact with the crystal's glow. Something extraordinary happened. The crystal revealed images from the villains' pasts. All 3 saw their past mistakes and moments when they could have chosen differently but took the wrong path instead. The leader, seeing his reflection in the light, dropped the crystal and covered his face. "I don't want to see this." Max spoke calmly but firmly. "A true strength lies not in power but in the courage to fix your mistakes." The villains, moved by what they saw, began to cry. The Crystal of Harmony returned to its full brilliance, and the forest, once dark, filled with bright light. The townsfolk thrilled. Meanwhile, in Silver Valley, the townspeople anxiously watched the forest. They knew Max had gone on a mission, but no one was sure if he would defeat the villains. Among them was a young girl named Clara, who often visited Max to hear his stories about courage and justice. Clara decided to rally a group of volunteers to help her friend if needed. "We can't just sit and wait," she said. "Max is always ready to protect us. Now it's our turn to stand by him." The group set off toward the forest, armed with flashlights that, though not magical, symbolized their determination and courage. Return to Silver Valley. Max escorted the villains back to town, where they faced trial. However, they weren't severely punished. Moved by Max's wisdom, the townsfolk gave them a chance to redeem themselves through community service. The Crystal of Harmony was returned to the museum, and Max became the hero of Silver Valley. Clara and the Lantern of Harmony. Following these events, Clara decided to create something to commemorate the entire story. With the townsfolk's help, she designed a large lantern called the Lantern of Harmony. It stood on a hill overlooking the town, and its light was meant to remind everyone that truth and courage always overcome darkness. The lantern had another extraordinary feature. Every night at dusk, It reflected the light of the crystal of harmony, creating colorful auroras in the sky, a symbol of unity and hope for all residents. Meeting Lunar, the forest guardian. A few days after the events surrounding the crystal's theft, Max returned to the forest to ensure everything was in order. There, he met Lunar, the forest guardian, a mystical being caring for nature. "Thank you, Max," a Lunar said. "Thanks to you, the forest is at peace again, and the crystal of harmony once more illuminates the souls of people." Lunar gifted Max a small but powerful amulet to enhance his flashlight, allowing him to see not only the past but also the future. Max accepted the gift with gratitude, knowing it would help him serve Silver Valley's residents even better. A new conflict: the Shadow Guardians. Months later, news reached Silver Valley about a mysterious group called the Shadow Guardians. They claimed their mission was to balance harmony by introducing chaos. They arrived in the town, demanding the crystal of harmony. Max decided to resolve the conflict peacefully. He met their leader, a mysterious figure named Varus, who argued that harmony without chaos leads to stagnation. Varus tried to convince Max that his mission was flawed. Equipped with Lunar's amulet, Max looked into the future. He saw a vision of a world where the Shadow Guardians succeeded, filled with chaos and destruction. He understood that while balance is essential, it cannot be achieved through suffering. Journey to the Temple of Light. To better understand the crystal's origin and find a way to defeat the Shadow Guardians, Max embarked on a journey to the legendary Temple of Light, hidden deep in the mountains. According to legends, the temple held ancient writings on harmony and chaos that could help understand the balance between these forces. Max asked Clara to accompany him. As a clever and resourceful young woman, Clara knew many stories about the temple and its mysteries. Together with her and a small group of townsfolk, Max began an adventure filled with challenges. Adventures on the trail. The journey to the Temple of Light was not easy. The group faced snowstorms, avalanches, and treacherous suspension bridges over chasms. Max used his flashlight to light the way and reveal hidden dangers, such as traps and concealed abysses. One night, the group encountered a mysterious old man named Alaric, who lived in the mountains. Alaric, the temple's guardian, promised to guide them if they proved their determination. Max, Clara, and the townsfolk solved a series of riddles testing their teamwork and belief in unity's power. A new challenge. Max realized that his mission extended beyond protecting the town. People from neighboring villages began coming to Silver Valley seeking guidance and help. Supported by Clara, the townsfolk, and Lunar, Max decided to establish a network of harmony guardians, individuals guided by truth, courage, and justice. Moral: the light of truth always triumphs over darkness, and true strength lies in the ability to correct mistakes and seek good even in the darkest moments. Each of us can become a guardian of harmony if we choose to follow the path of courage and truth.
Fairy tales reading? Subscribe to our channel to hear more.